Igniting Community, a safe space to learn, share, and grow. Don't forget to like and subscribe below.
Hi everybody, and thank you for tuning in tonight for my latest video. For those who don't know me, my name is Danielle, and this is a series that I'm doing with Igniting Community about living with anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder, and I have tried to rid myself of it and the stress that comes along with it, but it wasn't very successful. So I have learned to co-pilot with it, as I have decided to describe it. We need to learn to work together in order to be successful. And I'm also learning that having anxiety is also a important mechanism in my body to make sure that I'm not doing anything crazy. It's just a little sensitive and overreactive sometimes. So for tonight, I wanted to talk about a theory that I learned about, or an acronym that I learned about in therapy that I have in my toolbox that I'm finding that I'm looking at using more often in the last couple weeks, especially with the new year and all the new energy and excitement towards new goals and resolutions and a word of the year, that I'm starting to get a little bit overwhelmed with wanting to make sure that every moment counts, every day counts, all my spare time is being used appropriately so that I can be successful. So my therapist had explained an acronym to me called CAPS, C-A-P-S. It stands for creative, active, productive, and social. I typically am someone who does a big list for the day. I have this idea that I have limitless time in the day and all of these things will definitely get done, and then I'm going to feel so great about myself. But inevitably, I've made my list too big, my expectations too high for myself, and now I didn't get it all done. And I'm starting to beat myself up about the things that are left on the list instead of reflecting on the things that I actually did get done. So, CAPS acronym helps me to restructure my to-do list. It allows me to be more specific about my intention for the day and what really is important. And that's not to say that there needs to be an activity for each letter of the acronym, where some activities can actually encompass more than one. For example, baking. If I chose that I wanted to bake from my new cookbook I got for Christmas, that's creative. That's me being creative in the kitchen with food. But it's also productive. So for that activity, I would actually be checking off 2 of the letters in the acronym for that activity. Active is pretty self-explanatory, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I have to commit to a 60-minute activity of my choice, or I have to give it, a hard hit for 60 minutes. I mean, active can be I just went for a 10-minute walk. I actually got out of bed, or I got off the couch, I went outside and I did something. Or while I watched TV, I did some stretching. I did a couple of my restorative yoga poses, or, gave myself some gentle massage. I gave back to myself in an active way. And social, that can be anything. Maybe that's making a phone call to somebody or FaceTiming right now with some of these restrictions we have in place, or it's going for a walk with somebody in your, close network, or, going to work. If you're still going to work and you're still seeing people like I am, that can be considered social for the day. I have been social. I have seen the people and I have talked to them. And, for the days that I don't leave the house, maybe that's just making sure I spend time with my kids that day. Making sure I spend time with my husband in a present way. My daughter recently got a bracelet making kit, so I think in the next week we're probably going to be making a lot of bracelets. But that's something where I could create off creative and social all in one. So, you know, right now when I'm struggling to make my to-do list, starting my day with the acronym can really help me focus in on my intention for the day. Once I start really getting the ball rolling and I'm feeling good about using caps, I can generally start free-flowing it. And then at the end of the day, sometimes I reflect and think to myself, hey, did I meet my caps for the day? So this was just a little anxiety tool that I'm using right now, and I was thinking that it might be helpful for somebody else to hear about it. So let me know what you thought, and let me know if you've tried it. How did you like it? Did it work for you? Drop a note in the comments if you want, or I'm sure we can talk about it within the Igniting Community Facebook group. So thanks for checking out my video. If you're enjoying my series, please feel free to check out my the blog that I write. It's called Maple Mindset. I do have an Instagram account and Facebook account that are linked below in the comments. And I also, on my website, I do write full-length blogs about a lot of things that I encounter and the tools that I'm working on with my anxiety, as well as just, you know, situations that come up or topics that I find really important that we're not really talking a lot about. So hopefully you'll check me out and continue to check out my video in these series. And I can't wait to talk to you guys more about this. Hope you have a great one. Bye.